With Junji Ito's new series premiering on Netflix, I wanted to take a look back at a forgotten anime horror classic. I lied. Yes, this is a horror anime, but it's far from being a classic. Today I wanted to delve back into the world of anime, more specifically hentai, with horror themes. So I went into my collection and pulled Ghost Talker's Daydream out of it. And I was kind of disappointed to a certain extent because this isn't hentai, this is basically softcore hentai, so there's just, a tad bit of nudity. Think of this as the Emmanuel of anime, except instead of a reporter, our main character is a dominatrix that hunts ghosts. Yes, you've heard me correctly. This film is in fact about a medium who's also a dominatrix. As the letterbox synopsis says it best, a dominatrix tries to resolve a ghost mystery, which is part true but part false, because she solves more than one ghost mystery. So basically, this anime is kind of your monster of the week, but instead of a monster, it's a ghost that needs to be exterminated with the powers of BDSM. It's not as great as it sounds. So every episode has a different little story, except for the two last ones. They kind of follow each other up, which is weird because the two first ones had barely anything to do with one another. They kind of just changed their mind in the middle of the season. And we're following the character of Misaki, who, as I previously said, is a dominatrix that's also a medium that sees ghosts. And I'm not sure if she hunts them or just finds out about them, but that's not really her job either. She just gets those ghost hunting jobs to supplement her income because I guess her main job as a dominatrix in Tokyo doesn't pay enough. And the weird thing is, she dresses up in her bondage gear to hunt the ghost because, as she says, it's just, it breathes easier and you can move quickly without, disturbance in BDSM latex gear. She's also quite the character because she does this, but she doesn't even like it. It's really just a job for her. And in the two last episodes, she's supposedly on vacation, then she gets tied up into a police investigation about murders, and she's pissed the entire way through. She just complains. She's like, I'm on vacation. I just want to go to a Kone, chill in a sauna, chill in a fucking hot tub, but I'm getting dragged into this murder mystery thing that I want nothing to do with, and it's honestly so fucking brilliant. Another one of her character traits is that she has this weird ability, or mutation I guess, where she can't grow hair. She's especially sad about the lack of pubic hair, which again ties to the episode where she's on vacation, where she goes to a hair growing spring. Fucking anime. And she has to be naked in every episode. The first two, she's naked in like the first minute of the episode just to get those ratings up. She is joined by the salaryman who works for a government organization that basically hires her to hunt the ghost. He's supposed to be the comic relief of this series, and he ain't that funny. He doesn't do a great job at being a comedy. And one of his quirk or character traits is that he's afraid of ghosts. A ghost hunter that's afraid of ghosts. But unlike our main character, he doesn't even see them. He just is scared when she's around ghosts. And his character trait is being a wuss, but in the first episode, he fucking kicks some Yakuza ass, which is weird because he doesn't do that in any other episode. He goes back to just being this wuss that's supposed to be the comic relief. And just like any of these adult anime, there's a lot of tonal shifts. Let's just say that very serious scenes are followed up by the silliest of slapstick comedy. Like in the first episode when we discover one of our main characters, let's just say that one of the most intense scenes where she almost gets sexually assaulted by the man that killed a baby and the girl that he's about to assault's sister is followed by slapstick comedy. And there's also your typical ecchi comedy that you see in a lot of anime that's basically just fan service, where our businessman accidentally trips and rips off our main character's dress in public, so she's in lingerie in front of everybody. And yeah, after that there's almost a rape scene. Those motherfuckers really know how to read a room. And another piece of comedy that's just so ridiculous and absurdist is that in the second episode, Misaki forgot to bring used panties to like I guess a magazine editor that's giving them away. So she has to, of course, use the panties she's wearing right now, which makes it awkward because she's wearing a really short skirt. And when she walks out of the building, the janitor just cleaned the floor. So of course she slips and the janitor has full lips in his face, and she's very, very shocked about that. And after that, I'm sure there's another fucking serious scene because, again, this movie doesn't know how to keep a tone. There's another character who's literally a stalker. So this series deals with a lot of serious themes, which is kind of what I like about the series. They just don't deal with them that well. You know, themes of childhood trauma, sexual assault, a lot of kids being unalived, and of course, silly, ecchi comedy. And the worst thing about it is that this series has some very well executed, serious, tense, emotional moments, and then you have a scene where our main character slaps her pubic region so it can grow faster. But what about the horror aspects? The ghosts are very creepy, they're very well designed, and the last two episodes about, you know, a bunch of kids being unalived, whenever we see the kids, you know, as ghosts still having fun, not realizing that they're dead, that's pretty moving. So I have to applaud this series that it does do a lot of what it intends to do very well. And of course, the ecchi scenes, the reason we're watching this, the reason I bought this damn DVD for $5, it's a lot of TNA. And again, even in the last episode where there's no context for her to wear her bondage gear, she does. And we get a lot of shots of asses and titties. A lot of jiggle physics too. So, would I recommend Ghost Stalker's Daydream? Daydream? I still don't know what's the actual title of this. I would. I mean, if you're a fan of ecchi, you know, sleazy anime, by the way, as I said, this isn't hentai, there's just a bit of nudity and some pretty suggestive scenes. I think you'd like it. It does do a job, I have to admit, even though the comedy is handled very poorly, I did chuckle at a lot of moments just because they're, you know, anime silly. You know, it's a thing that anime can do with slapstick that real movies, movies with real people can't really do. It can really push the boundaries of slapstick. And it's a short watch, it's a 4-episode series, they're about 20 minutes each, they do go by fairly quickly, and our characters are kind of, you know, you get to know them and you get to like them. I didn't really talk about Ai, the girl that gets saved in the first episode, who kind of becomes a medium herself. It's important to the story, but not really. And of course, we get to see her in full nudes, even though she's still in high school. Thank you, anime. But yeah, I think this does what it wanted to do very well. It doesn't take itself seriously, but the times it is serious, like I said, it does a pretty good job at it. So I would recommend this for any fans of obscure late 90s, mid 2000s, because this is from 2004. Very strange, forgotten anime, especially for horror-themed ecchi hentai. This gets a spooky recommendation. And I will see you guys next time.